enough space that I can really stretch my legs out. Begin to nap. Wow. I can see just something in driving, especially when I'm then in this. Whoa! This here is the all-new Lexus LM. It's related to the Toyota Alphard, and Lexus claims that this one is more luxurious than a luxury sedan, like a Mercedes S-Class, BMW 7 Series or Audi A8. But is it true? We're going to find out with Thomas in 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go with this front, which is... I usually never say that a car is ugly because it's always a matter of taste or preference. But in this case, I really have to say, this is beyond ugly. I just have to say that. Sorry, Lexus. But it's just fact, isn't it? Or is there anyone out there who likes this one design-wise? Would be really curious. However, don't cancel right yet, because this vehicle is really super unique and interesting. It has things on the interior I've never seen before, and I'll take you all the way through that. First of all, on the exterior, 17-inch wheels, or these ones here. These are 19-inch wheels, forged. 5'13" or 202 inches is the length, and this typical MPV style. 3 meters in wheelbase, so really long wheelbase indeed, and you can see also the height and just straight lines. This vehicle will be all about form follows function, that you have more space on the inside. And technology-wise, you will also get, by standard, an adaptive suspension, the AVS by Lexus. So really looking forward how that behaves driving. In the rear here, the light strip goes all the way through. And this is also the all-wheel drive version. How does it work? There's an electric motor at the rear axle, but it's only being activated when there is traction loss. So in the acceleration figure, it's 9.1 versus 8.7 seconds. If you compare front-wheel drive to the all-wheel drive version, all-wheel drive is standard for the EU market. So when you really slow it down, even then just a little bit, it's more in situations maybe like there's an icy road or something, and then the front axle loses traction, then more at the rear axle is being activated. Turning indicators in the front, well, that one looks quite fancy. In the rear, this split here, interesting, so that the outside can stay even when the hatch is opened. As for the interior, today we'll start at the rear because that is a special thing and you've never seen it. Oh, umbrella holders. I want to say you have never seen it before. First of all, it's huge handle to get inside, and this is like a first-class aircraft. Look at that. Wow. Hardly have ever seen something in a car and that respect. Look at the other side, that just black field, it looks like. This is a 48-inch screen. We're gonna take a look at that very soon. Oh, and here in this lower part, look inside, whoops. Here, look at that. This here is an actual fridge. That's also funny, right? And you have the seat controls right here in a manual way, but you can also use smartphones here for the seat control. Then of course the most interesting thing is, I'm doing it manually now, this fold flat function. I'm doing it parallel here now on the right and the left side. Look at that, and it goes even further, and then you can use the full potential of this vehicle. Look at that in this 4-seater version here. It goes all the way flat in that way. Wow. And now the front goes up. That looks spectacular, right? And here with 189 or 6'2", in this 4-seater version, I also have enough space that I can really stretch my legs out and now can begin to nap. Wow. That's actually pretty cool. And recently we had the Mercedes V-Class in this S-Class van edition, and there it was that the seat were not going that flat and you were kind of like sliding forward even in that sleeping position. Here you do not slide forward clearly. However, there is a big problem with these electric seats that fall down. You see here there's not much space left and you really have to pay attention. Like this, it does work, and the backpacks in between or so, but these seats, when you put them down, they will not stop. There's no sensor, there's nothing that holds them from going down. And I already broke half of my suitcase now because it stood a little bit more upright, and so the seat just crashed the suitcase. When you're sitting down here, you don't believe that you would be in a car actually. And here this split window, at the moment it's open. I can access, basically like slap the driver from here. But we can actually also control it from here. First of all, I can put the glass up and down like this. And then there's also possible that we, have this shading electrochromic effect. There we go. That's super impressive, and it works immediately. You can do that from both sides, from here, but the driver can actually also do that. And then, even more controls, we can electronically lower the window here. And you see it also has this tinting, so not so much sun rays come inside. And then it's the huge storage area here, and there you can actually also connect the HDMI devices to this large screen. Furthermore, you can also take out these smartphones here and use them for parallel seat controlling. And I can also lower these side shades to make it even darker here and here. So that looks also quite fancy. By the way, here on the side, there's another cubby hole. You can also put your smartphone here, USB-C charging. Yeah, and let's put this shade up again. So that looks really spectacular. Huge handle again. And here in the roof, I also have the roof shade controls. That looks also really fancy, right? This here is the most powerful. Well, in here we can then watch this cinematic screen with the competition. Let me tune down the volume here a little bit. So at the moment you can see here I can't use all the screen here because you need the fitting format for it. But it looks actually quite cool. Yeah, putting down the volume here is a little bit complicated, I have to say. You can also adjust it here. This would be the full button. Then, the aspect ratio is actually not working. This is a little bit better than twin mode would actually be that you can have different content left and right. Yeah, or in this case, both the same. Definitely super impressive to have such a screen in vehicle, and the image quality and so on is really crisp. At the moment I have my laptop connected via HDMI. And here what's also possible, HDMI to Lightning adapter, or then USB-C for the all new iPhone or for Android phones. Then you can also play your content from your phone. Of course, this then also works with streaming, when I have streaming service, Netflix, whatever, on my phone, then have the adapter connected, and then I can also stream it on the screen, because the vertical format doesn't make too much sense here. Have you ever had the problem that you smashed yourself in the face with the rear hatch because you were standing behind the vehicle and then you were opening that huge hatch? Can happen, especially with MPVs. Not here, because the opening mechanism is also here at each side of the vehicle, and then I can press this button, and there we go, and it's opening. Takes a while. But then can I stand underneath it with 189 or 6'2"? Here, yes. Here, no. The width here is more than 120 in meters or 47 inches. And you can see here a set of luggage, no problem at all. And the cool thing is that the loading floor here is quite even and very low. That makes loading in and out actually fairly easy. And the length here is some 70 centimeters or 28 inches. And I found this cubby hole interesting. That's here for the decor number plate. This is the key fob here, and then door closing sound. Oh, actually quite interesting. But this one also in the front here has a soft close. Magic. And there we go. Typical Lexus cockpit layout, 14-inch screen. You can see the CarPlay integration. Also go to the Lexus menu right here, or to the driving modes and so on. And still somewhat physical buttons at the screen. Typical steering wheel, electric in and out, up and down. And we have some matte wood atmosphere here in the lower part, for example. And these are then the controls for the glass. And I can also apply this shade there. Digital instruments. You also have some setup possibilities here, so you can change it a little bit to your liking. The driver can open and close the doors from here, left next to the steering wheel. Infotainment system, wireless Apple CarPlay is possible, or wired, and Android Auto only wired. Lexus system itself, it also has a car internal GPS, but of course Google Maps and Apple Maps would be better overall. And here, for example, hotkey to the driving modes, we'll test also later. Seat heating, seat cooling need to be activated here inside the infotainment. Shifting lever has this rather old school step system way. Then cup holders, adaptive. And then you have a two-side opening way, large box for all the clutter. Very comfortable front seating position as well. And with 189 or 602, plenty of headroom left. Engines, this here 2.5 liter naturally aspirated engine, inbuilt hybrid system, typically from Toyota, 4-cylinder, inline 4-cylinder, and then for Europe that rear axle electric motor for the all-wheel drive is also standard. In some other markets like China and Japan, you can also get a 2.4 turbo hybrid that is then a little bit stronger. This one here 250 horsepower, the stronger one 350 horsepower. Welcome to Thomas's Driving Lounge with the Lexus LM. Leah is driving me now. First of all, as for the fuel economy, that was also missing, we can score some 6 liters on 1 kilometer, so 39 mpg US, 47 mpg UK. And when you're sitting here in the rear, it is really a completely different feeling than we've compared to this luxury sedan style. You sit so upright, you more have the feeling you're sitting on a chair at home, actually. Of course, you feel that you're moving, or maybe like in this plane seat, but definitely this does not feel anything car-like here in the rear when you're driving. And I was afraid at first that the G-forces might be a little bit too much because you sit higher than in a low-sitting sedan, but that's definitely not bad at all. Of course, I can always, close and open the shades from here, everything also while driving, also the side shade. So very easy and straightforward controls, actually. And there are also the different driving modes. So at the moment we're in normal driving mode. Now Leah can switch to the rear comfort driving mode. There we go, she got it. And this is supposed to reduce the vibrations in the rear especially. And I mean, here the road, there are some bumps in there. Do I feel any difference? No. I mean, it's fairly comfortable overall, also suspension-wise. Now go to the normal mode again. There we go. Wow, oh, that's a difference. Indeed. Interesting. So, especially when you go slalom, like right and left, you let the car tilt, then the rear comfort mode keeps the car more upright and the G-forces are being reduced. That's the main thing you do actually realize when switching that mode. And of course, what about the flat down seats here? So I said it's not good that I don't have like a single hotkey for that. And also I cannot do that simultaneously. So when I put down this one here to the rear and I want to put the legs up simultaneously, that doesn't work. So I have to put this one all the way to the back first. And then I have to go there with the legs. Takes some time and it's also not that comfortable to do it now. And here then I have to reach over and do it with the legs. And I was really looking forward, how is it in driving, especially when I'm then in this, that position. Now I can't see anything from the road. I can see just something in the sky and so on. And wow, that's super unusual. But when the road is a little bit bumpy, then it's kind of weirdo when you're, like this in this position. Actually the big question was, is it more comfortable, especially in the rear, than like a Mercedes S-Class and so on while driving? It is something very different. It is also a matter of preference. If you rather think you feel at home when you're in this typical low seating sedan position, it definitely works, and not necessarily the flat down position, but even just this sitting upright here and this very roomish, spacious feeling that kind of leaves you very relaxed, and you also have the feeling it's cool for conversation and also for working.